What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right. So yesterday was Game 5, which is always a pivotal game in the series, between the Boston Celtics, who were hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. The Boston Celtics, of course, went to the NBA Finals last year. And this year, of course, they have a different coach. Last year it was Ime Udoka, who's now with the Houston Rockets. We all know what happened with that situation. The Celtics coach is Joe Mazzulla. And Boston was in a situation where they could have got a decisive home victory. And even if they lost Game 6, they could have closed this series out in 7. But Philly had other plans. And now, with this Game 5 victory that Philly has secured, this is what made that Game 1 victory on the road for Philly so important, because it set the stage up for this victory, which is another road victory. And now, if they take care of business, they can make their trip, stamp their trip to the Eastern Conference Finals. I believe this would be Joel Embiid's first advancement to the conference finals. But anyway, Joel Embiid, of course, the other day, I think it was the Game 3 loss, he called out his teammates, saying he needed some help, basically. And in this game, he got it. He had 33 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 blocks. 10 of 23 shooting from the floor, 3 of 7 from downtown, 10 of 11 from the foul line. But he did get help in this particular game. Tyrese Maxey had 30 points, 10 of 21 shooting, 6 of 12 from downtown. Also had 7 rebounds himself to go along with 3 assists. James Harden, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals. 4 of 8 from the field. Wasn't offensively aggressive tonight, but he didn't need to be. Why? Because they had the others step up. Tobias Harris, who for the most part has had a spectacular postseason, a big comeback postseason for Tobias Harris, who's kind of been the odd man out since the emergence of Tyrese Maxey. But Tobias Harris, 16 points, 7 of 10 shooting from the floor. And even Daniel House Jr., who has been pretty quiet most of these playoffs, even he chipped in with 10 points on 5 of 7 shooting from the floor. Altogether, Philly shot 51% from the floor and 40% from downtown. For Boston, they were led by Jason Tatum, who had a game-high 36, but Tatum had one of those games that I don't like. And I told you, sometimes I'm not putting it all on Tatum, but Tatum sometimes has these games where his shot selection really baffles me. All right? Overall, he was 11 of 27 from the floor, but 3 of 11 from downtown. And Tatum, to me, is not a good enough three-point shooter. He's not terrible, but at 34-35%, man, I just don't like some of his... I just wish he would take fewer threes. For instance, Jaylen Brown took 6 3-point attempts. That's fine. 6 out of 16, being 3-point attempts, that's fine. Tatum is always like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, sometimes 15 3-point attempts. It's just too much. Tatum did have 10 rebounds and 5 assists and 2 steals. Jaylen Brown, 24 points, 9 of 16 shooting, 3 of 6 from downtown, 3 of 8 from the foul line, which is very unusual for Jaylen Brown, only shooting 38% from the line. Al Horford missed all 7 of his field goal attempts, all of them being 3-pointers. That was big. And Boston as a team shot less than 40% from the floor and only 32% from downtown. And that's pretty much it. From what I could tell, the big problem was that Boston offensively just could not catch up or keep up with Philly. Philly came on the road and got big contributions from key players. The key players they needed it to have big games or to shoot efficiently. They did. They had some extra help, and as a consequence, that helped to secure the 115-103 victory. So now Philly is just one game away from vanquishing Boston. And if Boston loses this series, I'm really going to watch what Jaylen Brown does over next season or so, or next season and a half. Because there's already some rumblings that Jaylen Brown may want to play elsewhere. And the team that pops up more than any other is Houston. We'll have to wait and see, man. But anyway, if they lose in this semifinal series, that's a big disappointment. Because look, at least Milwaukee had the excuse that Giannis was hurt and didn't play 2 of those games, right? What excuse Boston got? They ain't got no hurt guys. And to go from the NBA Finals to potentially not making it past the second round of the playoffs, it's still a series. Boston could win 2 games in a row in advance. But if they lose, my. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.